Oh, hello, everyone.
Hey,
Good evening. It's evening for us. It's evening. It's
yeah,
nighttime. Yeah, when it's nighttime. Good evening. Good morning. Hallelujah. Buenos noches. Everything. All the above. I welcome everyone to another episode of Down to Hangout FM. This is the podcast where you can hang out. I'm your host, Dante Harvey, aka Fable, and today we are reviewing Transformers: Revenge of the Fall. I'm sorry, Rise of the Beast. I had that in my
ooh,
head. I'm sorry, not that movie. Whoo, no. Spoiler alert: that movie isn't Rise of the Beast. Is nothing like Revenge of the Fallen. Trust and believe.
no, no,
Yeah, not Revenge of the Fallen. Yeah, it's just us, myself, and Maalik today.
yeah,
Uh, yeah,
yeah,
yeah. You see everybody, all of us, when we review the Flash and Flashpoint. I'm seeing that
yeah,
Saturday.
because all hands on deck gotta be. We gotta have all hands on deck.
Yeah.
Are we gonna invite
Zeke.
yeah, Zeke then?
I don't mind like Zeke. I'll ask Michael. Yeah, I
Yeah,
ask
because
Michael.
I think that kind of put our views up. Get another guy in there
Yeah, man.
to talk about it because the views is going up, man.
Yeah, well, I'll get to that in a second too. But Malik, man, how you doing, bro? How you doing?
Man, I'm doing
You-
good, man. I just got done watching Rise of the Beast. I got some good things, majority good things. It's like a little nitpicks here and there about the Autobots I would have introduced or the Maximals I would have used. But other
Mm.
than that, it's good. I'm not gonna give it away. I give it. I'm just gonna give my thing. No, actually, I'm not gonna do that. I'm just gonna sit back and cut. I did pick up a comic today, Hellboy. If you guys don't know,
Okay.
Hellboy outside of DC and Marvel is one of my favorite heroes outside of Marvel and DC. So yeah, I'm not really a big Spawn fan like that, but yeah, Hellboy. Yeah, I'm gonna get when I'm done with this, I'm gonna get read into this because yeah, because I already got the other the animated movies which are really good. So
Yeah, I like the animated movies. The animated movie is so much better than that last one that came out.
oh yeah, but
Eh,
I think Ron Perlman, who was in this movie, uh did good as Hellboy.
Yeah. Yeah, I like the hell. I like the first one better than the second
Yeah,
one.
the the second one was a little bit. It was a lot, but
Mhm.
it's still. I mean, it's still better than the one we got with what's his
Yeah.
name? David.
Oh,
Is it
Dave
David?
Harbor. David Harbor.
David Harbour. Yeah.
Yeah, David Harbour. Yeah, and it's like I thought that was like, oh, that was a good choice for him. But I said, oh man, that'd be cool. But I was like,
Yeah,
oh, it
but I
wasn't
think
like him.
yeah, it wasn't
Yeah,
him. It was his. The acting was kind of like, huh? It
yeah.
was like, but I think they're making another Hellboy movie. They're
Ye-
rebooting it.
Why? Yeah, why they do that? To me, I thought it would be so. It would be interesting and better to make an animated series, like a.
Yeah,
Yeah, I thought it'd be so
or
much
just
better.
do what you was doing before with the movies.
Yeah, just making an anime series, put it like well, it's not HBO Max anymore. Put it on Max. I thought that would always be like a smart thing to do. Like have it like not Harley Quinn, but have it like a rated like TMA version of it.
Right.
So I thought that would have been cool, but I was like, all right, here we go again.
Yeah.
Um, yeah, who does Ron Perlman play in this movie?
Optimus Primal.
Oh no, that makes sense. Okay, because I know Michelle Yao and
Michelle
Pete
Yao was
Davidson.
the Razor.
Yeah, Air Razor.
Oh man, I then that was emotional right there. That was one of the two emotional scenes right there for
For
me.
sure. Let me introduce the movie. So, yes, today we're reviewing Transformers: Rise of the Beast. It is I don't know how many, so it's like the seventh Transformers movie.
We got Transformers: Revenge of the Fallen,
Yeah,
Dark of the Moon, Age of
yeah,
Extinction, one,
uh, night.
Bumblebee,
Yeah,
and then yeah, I think it is seven.
yeah, seventh. Yeah, and yeah, so um, I'm a casual fan of Transformers. Like I didn't grow up watching the
Yeah.
Transformers. I
Hmm.
didn't like. I know a lot of people like our age like grew up with the Beast Wars. I didn't watch the Beast Wars. I didn't know about Transformers too. I was like always saw commercials of Transformers growing up. I never had Transformers. I did, but it was like the McDonald's version. I was like naming
Oh.
it not the real Transformers. It's not like I wasn't into it. Just like I just wasn't like involved myself into the Transformers. So But yes, I got introduced to the Transformers, the Michael Bay movie, and that first Michael Bay movie I really like. I know it's not like like a masterpiece, ain't like uh no character development or anything like that, but it's a fun popcorn movie.
Mm-hmm.
Now the other one, that's a different story for another. That's a podcast for another time. But onto those, do you have these newer Transformers movies where I feel like they put more care into these movies? It's the Bumblebee movie, which was actually pretty good. Okay, let me be honest with you. I went to go see that movie, but I fell asleep on that because it was boring. Because I had school and work that day, and I went to go see it with Nathan. I fell asleep. So I was just tired that day. If I like went to see it on my day off or something, I would have went to go see it. I mean, I would have stayed awake, so I can't say. But it was good. So, Maalik, what's your history with the Transformers movies?
History with the Transformers movies. I had a friend. We went to summer camp, and it was around Dark of the Moon, because I think we did the third one. And yeah, man, and even before then, the first Transformers with Michael Bay, it kind of still holds up today. But I that was my introduction to Transformers. I wasn't a big fan of the Transformers before that. My first Michael Bay movie came back, I believe, back in 2009, 2008, I believe so. But yeah, I thought they were just like big like talking Voltrons, or like version like what's the Gundams, like talking Gundams. I just like okay, these are just Gundams. But nah, they were, yeah, I watched the first one. Bumblebee became easily my favorite. And then Iron-Eyed was also my favorite.
Which one?
And I just like the names. I like Ratchet. I think those names are like cool.
Okay, yeah. I like I don't have a favorite Transformer of themselves. I like them. I think they're all cool. Like for as action figure wise, I would definitely want to get a Optimus Prime one. That's definitely one. But I have a few words about Optimus Prime about this movie though. But
yeah, I do too.
Yeah, I feel like he was a little bit racist in this movie, but not like racist to a certain group of people too. But I get to that. Yeah, so yeah, like I said, we're casual fans. We're not like no diehard fans. Like
right. So don't come for us in the comments saying, "Hey man, y'all don't know y'all stuff." Hey man,
yeah,
we told y'all.
Right. I think as I get older, I'm more of a Transformers fan. I like the video game Transformers. I know you've ever played those Transformers on the PS3.
I played Revenge of the Fallen, when they had movie to video game adaptations back in the day.
Oh man, what a time.
I played the Transformers Revenge of the Fallen on PSP. That's when PSP was still a cool thing. So.
Before we actually we can get to our review, I want to say thank you for everyone watching, tuning in, because our viewers count is going up a little bit. I know to some people that's not nothing, but to us it's a lot.
It's a
to
lot,
me, yeah, those views are like a 100K in my eyes.
Yeah.
So we want to say thank you.
I definitely want to say thank you, guys. Man, you guys really keep this thing going, man. You give us life when we see those numbers. So thank you. I know the other guys aren't here to say thank you as well, but I'm pretty sure they got the same thing on their heart, and we really appreciate you guys, man. And share it with other people. We just over here just talking. That's all we doing.
Talking and hanging out. No pun intended. So yeah. So with this movie, this Transformers movie Transformers Rise of the Beast takes place in the 90s, and we follow his name is Noah Diaz. Yeah, he's a vet. He's not got older vet. He's like what 30, like late 20s.
I say mid to late 20s, like maybe 27, 28.
Yeah, and he's living with his mom and his brother. His brother, has sickle cell, I believe, and he's taking care of him. And he's trying to find his best ways. It's come on hard times and everything. And what I like about this movie already is like over the Michael Bay movies is that we have characters. We add actual characters. We don't have like characters like, I mean, there's jokes in here. The jokes kind of fall flat, but but
Yeah.
the characters themselves are actually characters you can actually root for, you actually care about, versus the Michael Bay ones. They just throw characters at you. They're just there for no reason. Like in
Mhm.
Revenge of the Fallen, that one dude that was Sam's roommate, he was just there.
Oh yeah, he
Just
was. Yeah, he was.
yeah,
He was there to be the laughing.
yeah. What I also could say about this movie is there's no skid and mud flaps. Say thank God. Yeah,
Ooh.
like
Oh
I
my.
I'm not
Growing
one.
up,
What would you say?
I was going to say, growing up, those characters are cool. When I first watched them
Mhm.
growing up, but now it's like, God damn, man,
Yeah,
come on, man, y'all could have done something way better than this, man.
yeah, and I watched that too. I was like, I thought those characters were hilarious. And growing up, I was like, yeah, that was that was a young me just thinking like that. That was funny.
Yeah.
But yeah, but yeah, there's the characters are really cool. You have the character of Lila. What's her name? Elena.
The black woman, right? The main.
Yeah, yeah.
Her name was. Hold on, let me get the casting. Elena. Yes, her name was Elena.
Yeah, so Elena, and not Elena from a chart, Elena from in what you call it in this movie, who's played by, I'm sorry, y'all.
Dominic Fishback.
There we go, Dynamic Fishback. This is my first time I seen her in anything. I know she's in that movie that one
She's in Judas and the Black Messiah.
okay, and she's also in Swarm, and also
Yeah,
she's
she's
in
in Swarm with Chloe Bailey.
yeah,
Yeah.
and uh
Well, you can't talk about the scene.
bro,
Yeah.
that's that yeah, man, that's funny. I'm glad I'm glad you mentioned that. That was funny. Well, that's y'all just go on Twitter and type up
Yeah,
Chloe
this
Bailey
fine. You can
Swarm.
find it on Twitter.
Yeah, you trying to find it on Twitter.
You can find it on the hub.
Yeah. But yeah, she's so you got these two characters, Elena and Noah. Um and these characters are like, come together and they meet the Transformers. And what I can say about this, like, I I thoroughly enjoyed this movie. This wasn't like the movie of the summer. I ain't expecting like this to be the Spider-Verse, but it was a cool movie, and it was a lot better than the Michael Bay movies. Like I said, I can't say it's better than Bumblebee because I haven't seen, but I can't say it's worse than Bumblebee or later because I haven't seen all of Bumblebee. But from what I've seen of Bumblebee, I could say Bumblebee's a little bit higher than me because like Bumblebee's a very small contained story. With this it's bigger in scale, but like I said, it's a very contained movie versus those Michael Bay movies.
Right. I have seen Bumblebee through and through, and I can't say one is better than the other. I think it's the same kind of feels to it. It's just with more characters.
Mm-hmm.
I would say because obviously Bumblebee is just Bumblebee fighting the Decepticons that come to Earth looking for him. But obviously this is a bigger scale. You got Mirage, shout out to Pete Davidson because he did a fantastic job as Mirage. And then Bumblebee, not Bumblebee, even Bumblebee, but he kind of had like a little setback in this movie. Like all the other Michael Bay movies, he's like front and center. If it's not Optimus, it's him. However, but in this movie, Bumblebee kind of come. I don't know if this is the spoiler part. I'm pretty sure we're gonna do that a little bit later. But he has a moment where he's not there and he's kind of pushed off to the side, and you get to see the other characters shine, which I think is kind of dope that they chose to do that because Bumblebee is kind of like the guy that's in the front. He's like the Spider-Man of the Marvel universe. Like there's all these other characters, but when Spider-Man is there, everybody gravitates to him. So I'm glad they chose the idea to push people in the back, put Optimus Primal. I believe the characters, the robots' names are the Maximals, I believe.
Yeah.
Okay, and yeah, I'm happy they got a chance to put those characters up because that's kind of what we're here for, to see those versions of these robots that's on the same side of the Autobots. So yeah, man, this movie was really good. Do I think it's better? I think it's just more than what we got in Bumblebee. I would say that I will give it a little bit higher vote on that. But overall, good movie. Like you said, it's not something I expect to be something philosophical or like something that holds weight to it. There are emotional scenes in this movie that like, for me too, there's two emotional scenes, but other than that, yeah, this was a good movie.
Yeah, this was it was a cool movie. Like I said, yeah, Mirage. They put more emphasis on Mirage and Noah, their relationship, because like I guess what I like the decision, like okay, we've seen Bumblebee a whole bunch of times, and let's give some character the spotlight, which I liked, which I really enjoyed, and Mirage's jokes like kind of fell flat. I feel like if they just like he toned it down a tad bit, like he wasn't like over the top. He's nothing like a Skid and Mud Flaps.
No,
he's nothing like that. I don't want anybody to think that, but yeah, but he was a cool character. He was a cool character. I liked his design. I liked he was a Porsche too. That was cool.
Yeah,
old school Porsche. So let's talk about some of the other Transformers before we get to the Maximums.
Before we get to the Maximals, okay, and then we've had what was the lady's name?
So we got
motorcycle. Was she a motorcycle or?
Yeah, she was RC.
Okay.
Yeah. RC, Optimus Prime, of course, Bumblebee, Mirage, and then you had who was the other one? You had Wheeljack. I don't know what the plane was.
Wheeljack. They didn't even say his name. I don't believe.
Oh, okay. I looked that up before we got to it.
Or maybe Mirage. Maybe Mirage said it, and then it completely went over my head.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, I know the Maximal, which is crazy. I know the Maximals more than I know the Maximals names more than I know the Autobots names. But yeah, the other characters, they played a nice role. That was one of the jokes that landed with the van. I forgot that character's name, but the guy he was trying to speak Spanish to him, and he was like, huh? What you mean? I'm from Cybertron, but what's up with the accent?
Yeah,
I don't know. I mean, hey man, I'm just trying to speak Spanish to you. I think that's kind of racist.
He's like, what you mean? I'm a robot. Like, you're a robot. Yeah, that was funny. I thought that line was funny.
But yeah, the other characters, Mirage. Like I said, I can't say enough about Pete Davidson. Pete Davidson actually bodied this. He did an amazing job as Mirage. He kind of did what Bumblebee. He replaced that Bumblebee role with Sam Witwicky back in the old days. He did a good job. Even though Bumblebee didn't really talk that much, he talks through the radio, like he did in this movie. But even Bumblebee, even when he's just moving around, you can tell that he's trying to make jokes and talking to him through the radio, making those kind of jokes. Like in the first movie, when he picks up Megan Fox, he takes him to the bridge and he's like, "Let's get it on, babe." Like he sings those old, outdated songs. He takes him to the, and then when she leaves, he gets back in the car and he plays "Baby Come Back," and then he's like playing these old songs. So you can tell that Bumblebee in the first movie was being comedic the same way Mirage was being comedic, and he kind of replaces that role really well.
Yeah, that was a good. Yeah, that's what I like too, because like I feel like this Mirage and Noah's relationship is kind of similar to Sam and Bumblebee's relationship in like the first Transformers movie, but in here I like him well because like because what's his name? Actually, well, you don't have to talk because in Bumblebee he didn't talk in that first one, and it's just like the relationships here are just more developed than it was in those previous movies, where it's just like it just seemed like there was no relationship at all. It was kind of like one-sided almost.
Yeah. Go ahead.
And what I like about this Transformers 2 is that the Transformers they're not just throwing Transformers at you at like or any other. There's a few of them. There's like a little literally like a toy chest of a small toy chest of Transformers. It's like you get to know the names. There ain't like 10 of them. Like which Transformers is this? I get to the fight scenes later on, but that's what I do like about this. It's just like another thing I did like about Bumblebee is too that like there was only one Transformer. Well, there was many in the beginning, but here it's just a small handful of them, and like but more get to shine. Others get to shine more than others, but yeah, that's what I like about it.
Yeah, RC was really good. I expect her to do a little bit more in this movie. That's kind of like the thing I had a problem with in Across the Spider-Verse with Spider-Woman. I expected her to do a little bit more in this movie. Like, yeah, obviously she's shooting stuff, but you don't really see her like actually destroying anything in this movie. Same thing with Will Jack. Like I said, that scene, that comedic scene that he had with Noah in the movie, I think that was the highlight. That was the joke that landed for me. But he didn't really do. I mean, obviously, you see them shooting stuff, obviously, but you don't really actually get the impact like when Bumblebee comes in and he's like going crazy shooting, and then I forgot the villain's name, but she comes in, you should have died, and then Bumblebee's like, oh, I got something for you, bitch. You ain't gonna get me like you did last time, but you actually see Bumblebee do something. Even I just got the plane's name. His name is Stratosphere.
Okay,
that was the plane's name. Even he didn't really do much, which I expected him to do some crazy like you see him come in, but he just drops Bumblebee off.
Yeah,
like,
he was a Uber.
Yeah, that's man. I wanted him to do like I don't know if you remember that scene from Infinity War when War Machine tells Falcon to get away from the borders, and then he just drops those bombs.
Oh yeah.
I wanted him to do something similar to that, and I didn't get that. And that's one of those points where it's not like it's kind of like a pet peeve. Like I wanted certain characters to do something, and they just didn't do it.
He was just Stratosphere, which is actually a cool name, but just the character was
actually kind of cool.
Yeah, he just didn't do much for me. Let's talk. Since we talked about the Transformers, let's talk about the what they call
the Maximals.
The Maximals. The Maximals, in my opinion, they were okay. They didn't get to really do much. Like they only focus on Optimus Primal, the one voiced by the one voiced by Ron Perlman. He was cool. I wish they would have transformed more. Cause I'm thinking the whole time they just gonna stay like animals the whole time. Yeah, but they were cool. They didn't give any other one. Like it was just Optimus Primal and the one that's voiced by Michelle Yeoh is Air
Razor.
Air Razor. They just focus on them, and then not spoiling anything, but Air Razor goes off, and then got Optimus Primal. I just hope it like maybe the next movie or future movies they get to come back. I feel like they will, but they were cool. They were so much better than the Dinobots. They had to
Oh yes,
yeah, and I think our audience would like the Maximum, some of them, but it's like they have a cool aesthetic to them. But it was just they were just very 2D.
I think the animal look to it really helps with the characters because they're animals that you actually would like to go, especially when you go to the zoo. You want to see these type of animals like the gorilla. You want to see the gorilla. You want to go see a cheetah. You want to go see a rhino. Like so, if if you're a kid at like 10 and you like animals and robots, you're gonna have a blast watching this movie. But even like Rhino X, like they do a little bit of something when they're when they're taking down the cannon fodder of the other when the villains come. But they didn't really have much to do. Cheetor was the cat. When they transform, they doing something, but they don't do that much either. Like you said, Optimus Primal is the main focus, and Razor. I'm just gonna call her Razor. She does much, especially during like the middle part of it, the second act. But obviously, like you said, she be getting the spoilers. She go somewhere. And that's it. But it just focuses on Optimus Primal, and I think that's another thing that I have a problem with. Like we come to see Rise of the Beast, we come to see this arc that people love so much, and I think if you're gonna make a movie about this, I think those characters should get a little bit more. I'm not saying more than the Autobots, but like have it cohesive where we can have a little bit of everything.
Yeah. One of the things too, and we could close it off with our conclusion. is the action. The action scenes were really good, and one of my criticisms of the Michael Bay ones, they just like all over the place. It's not really well choreographed. I know it's CGI, but it's like you can't tell who. You can tell who's fighting who. I mean, when the scene begins, but it's like when things are happening, you can't tell what's happening. Like you can't see if someone's punching their face or anything, like someone's getting hit or what. It's just like CGI is just all over the place. Here, you can see what's being done is very well choreographed, and that's why I do like and about Rise Beast. And I'm reviewing this here. I'm like, I think because like the Michael Bay movies are so below the totem. It's like you can't go anywhere but up.
Yeah, that's what I liked about Bumblebee because everything is so clean.
Yeah,
when you see these fights, like you know who's fighting who. It's
right.
just not like a whole bunch of metal just clanging up against each other.
Yeah.
Like it's Transformers, Michael Bay style. Obviously, Michael Bay like to blow shit up, and that's how kind of Revenge of the Fallen goes because they had I believe they had a writers guild. They had a writers strike at the time of that movie, and that's Michael Bay's like, well, we got no writer, so I'm gonna do what I do best, blow shit up. Like, cause we ain't really got much of a story with it. I'm not saying that's. I guess you can use it as an excuse on why the movie was bad. Even though I do like Revenge of the Fallen more than Age of Extinction, but that's me. Y'all can come from me in the comment section. I don't give a shit. But yeah, I think the fighting scenes were pretty good, especially with RC and Wheeljack, and they doing that train scene. Not the train scene. They're doing a fight scene going downhill. I thought that was kind of like the best fight scene. Besides the third act.
Yeah, 100% agree. I think that was my favorite scene because it was like I said, it was just things that was just like the camera was following well. It was like and you could tell like to me in the Michael Bay movies, the characters, some characters have different colors, but it's like I could tell that character in this movie, I could tell RC is RC. I could tell Optimus Prime is here, and this is Optimus Prime's best look in all the movies. Like keep this look. I
still like the Bumblebee look that he had.
In which one?
I don't know if did you see the Bumblebee? He was he was Optimus Prime. I like the Bumblebee look because it looks straight out of those old cartoons.
Oh, so you like the Bumblebee in here, this look, and any other movies, or you like the Michael Bay?
No. What I like Optimus Prime. I like Optimus Prime. Well, I do like Bumblebee, but I'm just saying like the look of the aesthetic of the character is a little bit more that 80s look to it for Optimus Prime. I do not like the aesthetic of the Michael Bay's.
Oh yeah.
I mean, I guess Transformers 1 because it's the first one, and it kind of holds up well, and it's like even when they're punching each other, you can still tell who's who. And but in Revenge of the Fallen and all the others, it's just a hunk of metal, and it's just there's explosions, and then you hide the robots with the explosions. So yeah, this movie does a little bit more, but I do like the aesthetic of Optimus Prime in Bumblebee, the look he had in Bumblebee than this look that he had.
I agree. But yeah, before I forget, Noah's mom in here in the movie.
Yeah.
It's the same voice actress of Miles's mom in Spider-Verse.
Yes. Yeah. I forgot to point that out, but yes. Yes.
I thought that was cool.
And she's barely in the movie, maybe because she had other obligations.
Yeah, I think she was going. I think she was this. This is not meant much of a spoiler, but she goes off. She's like, "Well, I'll be back late tonight." So she's going for bingo night. She's going to bingo night.
I think she, even with the little moments that she had, she gave off that mom vibe, you know.
Yeah.
Like even with the little part, I'm pretty sure her role was short because she had Across the Spider-Verse, because she had more of a presence in that movie than the previous movie, Into the Spider-Verse. So I'm pretty sure that's why her role was cut short. But with the little bit that we have, you get a feel for how this movie, how the character of Noah is going to be. So shout out to her. She's getting paid right now. So
yeah. So yeah, my final thoughts on the movie. This movie's good. I think it's like it's a lot better than those Transformers movies. The action is nice and clean. I can see what's going on. While some of the Transformers though and Maximals don't get to shine as others, I it was still cool following them, and I liked Noah and Elena. More so Noah because he's our central character, and he's not like, oh man, he's not gonna be I'm not saying he's an iconic character, but he's a character like, okay, I can follow. He's not a nuisance. He's not an idiot. He's all about like helping the ones close to him, and that's what I like. Especially his relationship between him and his brother. I really enjoyed that. And Lena was cool. It was cool to see a smart black girl at a university, at working at a museum too, knowing her stuff because she was the one kind of like she was that navigator. Yeah. And that was a plus too. I also like the Mirage's relationship with Noah. This is almost at Sam. Noah. This is kind of like what I think the first Transformers wanted it to be. Their relationship, because Bumblebee and Sam is cool. Like it's nostalgic, but it's like this is the relationship that I think that works over versus Sam and Bumblebee. And I feel like if they keep doing that along the way like they did with Bumblebee in here, I feel like the Transformer movies would be good and solid. I ain't expecting no 9 out of 10. That'd be a plus too. But yeah, here
right.
Also too, I do have one play. Optimus Prime, he gets his ass kicked in this movie a few times. Yeah. Oh, to the villains too. The villains are just
the Terracons. These villains were actually efficient.
Yeah.
These villains were actually efficient. Nightbird, Battle Trap, and of course Scourge, who's kind of the replacement of Megatron.
Yeah.
But yeah, they play their roles well. I'm like, yo, these are like, this is what everything Starstream was supposed to be, man.
Right.
You out here bullshitting, and these guys get the job done. Like, so yeah, the Terracons, they did their part as villains, especially. We're not doing spoilers yet. But one of the Scourge is like, I ain't about, I ain't with the shits, bro. And took the boys and took his dog tag.
Yeah.
And then it was like, I'm gonna put that right here.
The villains here, even though to me they were kind of like Saturday morning cartoons, that's not like an insult, but it's like they had the dimension to them, but they were just like they were efficient. They were trying to. I ain't gonna spoil nothing, but they were out here trying to kill Autobots, and
I don't even think you noticed, but on Scourge, he also killed Decepticons.
Oh, I didn't notice that. Okay.
Yeah, like if you look a little bit lower, you can see like Decepticon, the Decepticon logo right next to an Autobot one. I was like, so he really don't give a shit. He really don't care. He just want death. So I was like, and I thought that brought another definition to him. Like he doesn't really care. He's gonna get this by any means necessary.
Yeah.
I can kill Autobots. I can kill Decepticons. I can kill some Maximals. I don't really care.
He was Scourge was cool, who's voiced by Peter Dinklage.
Peter Dinklage?
Yeah, he voiced by Peter Dinklage.
Shout out to Peter Dinklage.
Yeah,
that didn't sound like him at all.
No, it actually kind of did, because you know how his so look, I didn't know who was voicing him. Then when I looked it up after the movie, I said, okay, now I can see it.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, now I can see it. I couldn't tell at first. But and I like how too you could tell the different the Terracons apart, because in the Michael Bay movies, I know we keep mentioning the Michael Bay movie. I'm just saying this is a lot better than those. Right. The Decepticons all had a muted color, like they were just like there was no brightness to them. I guess that was to tell the difference.
I wouldn't say most of them. Well, I'd say most of them were gray, either gray or black. Yeah. There was like that one. I believe the villain's name is Bone Crusher, and he was like this big truck. And I don't know, like towards the end of the beginning of the third act of the first one, that's when Optimus Prime tackles the hell out of him on the freeway. So yeah, some of them are yellow, but this one you can tell, like Nightbird, she's purple. You can she's different from the other people inside the room. Same thing with Battle Trap.
Right.
He's yellow, like I said, like Bone Crusher, but you can tell like his face is different than everybody else's. So
Mm-hmm.
yeah, man, you can really tell the difference, especially when they transform into their vehicles, which I thought wasn't going to happen, but they did. I was like, okay, their vehicles. One, shout out to that. So yeah, man, the Terracons, they did what they needed to do, man. I mean,
Yeah.
obviously we can't talk about spoilers yet, but yeah,
Um.
they did what they were supposed to do in this as menacing villains.
What's it called? What's his name? Um. What was the female Terracon? What was her name?
Battle. I just said her name. Nightbird. Excuse me. Nightbird.
Nightbird. I liked how she was a card, but she still was able to fly. That was cool.
Yeah, I thought that, and I like
Yeah.
the whole Japanese samurai feel to her as well. I thought that was
Yeah.
dope.
Yeah. And it's no stereotypes in here. Nobody, uh yeah, I like how that there's a black guy here, but there's no stereotypes. I said thank you. Somebody
Yeah,
that knows how to write like characters. Like, yeah,
yeah.
yeah.
There's no stereotypes unless
Yeah.
you want to nitpick and say black people were stealing. Unless you want to,
Duh.
unless you want to nitpick at
Yeah.
that. But yeah, there was no mud flaps and whatever the fuck,
Skids. Yeah, there's no
whatever,
skids. Yeah.
and no
It's
skips and like
yeah.
I'm kind of ashamed that I liked that back in the
Ah,
day.
it's
I'm ashamed that I actually thought that was hilarious back in the day.
yeah. I look at it, I said, yeah, so I thought that was funny. But I was like, we were kids, so ain't like we laugh about that now. Like, no, that's funny now, It'd be
Yeah.
different since we're adults now, but yeah. But I rate this movie a solid 7 out of 10. It's
Okay.
I think everybody this is a cool, like I said, summer blockbuster. Not like, oh, go out and see it. Like if you just like you have nothing to do that day, just go out, see it. It's cool. It's not it's a popcorn summer blockbuster, but it's not a bad one either. I know we still getting coming down on a high Spider-Verse, but this
Woo.
this was a cool to sit back and watching it at home. I'm not home, but yeah. Oh man, I don't know how to pronounce his name. It's Spider-Man India, yeah.
Yeah. I copped this
Yeah.
today too.
Bro, I'm gonna show you something after we done recording, bro. I got it in my car. I don't have it on me, but yeah. But yeah, Malik, so what's your final thoughts on this movie?
Final thoughts. Like
And
I'm
rating.
pretty sure I'm still in the same boat. From the previous movie, with Bumblebee. My nitpick was, I know it's a Bumblebee movie, but I really wanted to see other Transformers. Like I'm cool. Bumblebee is my favorite Autobot, but I really wanted to see more Bumblebee. I mean, I'm really see some other characters. And this movie, Transformers: Rise of the Beast, we get Bumblebee, but we get the other characters, and it's the same feel. It's not really, you don't really get that urge of the world is ending, because you feel, you kind of like when you're watching it, you can feel that they're gonna add a little bit more to this. I feel like it's gonna be a trilogy, and they're gonna introduce other Autobots and things of that nature, and
Yeah.
they probably, I don't think Terracons are going to replace Decepticons, especially with Bumblebee. That happened. The Decepticons they still got beef. They still,
Yeah,
they
the
still
Bloods
got
are,
that. They still
yeah.
got problems with. I'm pretty sure they still got problems with Bumblebee, for killing the head chick of that group. It's been so long since I've seen that movie, but yeah, I'm pretty sure we're gonna get Decepticons. We're gonna get more Decepticons. We're gonna get more Terracons. We're gonna get more Manimals. Was it man? I keep messing
Maximals.
their name
So,
up.
yeah, I kept running to do that too. So I was like, Malik know what we talking about. I want to hear Malik talk about it.
Maximals. We definitely gonna get some more Autobots. So you kind of feel that urge where this is going to continue, especially, but I didn't know it was going to continue the way with that end credit scene went. I was like, oh wait, what's
Yeah.
going on here? Oh whoa. But yeah, it's a little bit more of what I wanted from Bumblebee. It's not something that's getting me out of my seat. It's not Infinity War. It's not an end game. It's kind of like Civil War. Like I'm chill. Like I like it, but I want more. So yeah, final thoughts. Characters would go Noah. He's the replacement, obviously, of Sam Witwicky. I think they do the same they do what they're supposed to do as characters. Sam Witwicky in the first movies was supposed to be the funny guy, the weird guy, but also still smart and knows what he's doing. Same thing with Noah. He's down on it. The only difference is the guy's down on his luck. He's a Marine. He really don't like following rules. But he's caring. He actually cares. He actually cares. He just needs somebody to give him a chance. And Elena, she's a better character than Megan Fox's character. I think, and that's not Megan Fox's character. I'm pretty sure that's how Michael Bay wrote her character to be, just be some eye candy. But even in Megan, even that little scene that she did when she hooked Bumblebee up to the tow truck and Bumblebee shooting the Decepticons, like you give that sense of that. Okay, this character can be a lot more than just some eye candy. But here in this movie, Elena, she looks good. She's a beautiful woman, and obviously she's smart and she gets things done. And not to a level of what Megan Fox was doing as a mechanic, but as a scientist, she's really smart. She knows how to run. She's really good at that. She can really turn on the jets when she needs to. So yeah. Those characters, those are those upgrades that I have with those characters. Some of the same. Mirage replaces Bumblebee as the comic relief, even though Donte, like you said, some of the jokes don't really land. I think Bumblebee's jokes in his movies were a lot more hit. They really hit the nose because he can't talk. And he's just like, yeah, I don't know, man. I don't know what to do. Even in his movie Bumblebee, same thing. He can't talk. But he's out of place. It's like the ET effect. It's just a big, which they made a joke in. That's one of the jokes in the movie ET. He's like that ET, but just a big yellow robot. He just doesn't know any better. And yeah, Mirage does the same thing, man. And especially that moment when Mirage is looking at Noah and his little brother, and he's like, "Oh dang, like this guy actually." This guy's actually kind of a nice guy at the end of the day. So
yeah, I did like that part too.
So yeah, I give it an 8.5 because it expounds. I'm good. I got it.
Okay.
It expounds on things that I wanted in the first movie, but it doesn't take me to an Infinity War, Endgame, or Empire Strikes Back, or even Across the Spider-Verse, where it has that crazy cliffhanger. It's just, I think the movie would have been better if it landed on a cliffhanger instead of that end credit scene. Not an end credit scene. It was more of a mid credit scene.
It was still in the movie. It wasn't even the end credit. It was still before the credits roll.
I thought that's what mid credits were. Like it's kind of still in the movie, kind of.
No, cause I consider end credits with it's like the movie is like, okay, the movie ends, and you got the credits, and then in the middle of the credits, then you got like a scene, and then after those credits, and then you got some more credits, and then you got another scene. That's why I consider it. I could be wrong.
Okay. Yeah, but even with that scene, I was like, man, I wish if this movie ended on a cliffhanger, like somebody really truthfully dies, I was like, okay, maybe we really need to come back with it. But yeah, 8.5, that's my rating. 8.5 for Transformers Rise of the Beast.
Okay, for sure, man, for sure. All right, yes, everybody. Before we get to end things on this episode, like I said, we said before, we're all thankful for you all watching and everything too. Yes, and I appreciate that. It shows that we're doing something right. We catch an eye, so thank you. Tune in for some more, because like I said, I want to do a lot more with the challenge than just review. I have fun reviewing movies, but I want to do a little bit more than review movies too, and things like that. But please follow us on. Actually, first, like and subscribe on YouTube. Yes, we post videos like twice a week and things like that. And follow us on Down to Hangout FM on both Twitter, or not both, but Twitter, Instagram, and TikTok. We're also on Twitch, where Maalik and Red have been doing great on D2H Gaming. 2 as the number 2. I almost said the letter 2. Number 2. Yes. And yes, you can follow me at the Tales of Fable. I'm on off. You can follow me on Twitter and Instagram. So yes, Maalik, closing out. What you got to say to the audience? All right, you guys. So yeah, Maalik's internet went out. Damn. But on that note, thank you all for tuning in and things like that. I hope you all have a great rest of your day. And remember, hugs, not drugs, and stay frosty.